Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a framework that is, honestly, a real game changer. We are looking at exactly how to build a highly profitable, six-stream niche consulting business specifically in the canine cannabinoid space. Now, this isn't just about throwing some casual advice around, right? This is about using a strategic, root and branch growth strategy to create an absolutely defensible business in an industry where the rules are literally constantly shifting. If you're the kind of person who loves structure, strategy, and staying 3 steps ahead of the competition, you are going to absolutely love this blueprint.
Okay, let's dive into this, because the reality of this industry right now is intense. It's incredibly high stakes. The 2025 Farm Bill didn't just tweak the rules, it locked them down hard to a strict 0.4 milligrams of total THC per container. And the FDA, well, they aren't just sitting back and watching, they are actively enforcing. They issued 4 warning letters in April 2025 alone. In this specific space, non-compliance isn't just a little slap on the wrist, it is completely fatal to a business.
So, to navigate all this, we'll follow our root and branch blueprint. We're going to quickly cover the canine cannabinoid minefield, the dual infrastructure roots, the 4 revenue branches, the AI hallucination threat, the compounding client ecosystem, and finally, we'll wrap with the inviolable red lines. Starting right off with Section 1, the canine cannabinoid minefield, navigating the FDA, AAFCO, and the 2025 Farm Bill. Look, before you can ever offer a single shred of consulting advice in this industry, you absolutely have to establish the boundaries of the playing field. As of June 2026, the legal landmines are just scattered everywhere. We've got the 2025 Farm Bill's incredibly strict 0.4 milligram total THC limit per container. We have the FDA actively hunting down violators, and over at AAFCO, the organization that sets the standards for animal feed, they have exactly 0 approved cannabinoids for dog food or treats. Literally none. So how do you even operate here? Well, the solution is the National Animal Supplement Council, or NASC, Wellness Claims Framework. Understanding these exact, very specific rules is your ultimate competitive advantage as a consultant because it means you know exactly where it's safe to step.
Moving right along to Section 2, the dual infrastructure roots. This is about anchoring your practice in Legal Shield and Westlaw.
A sophisticated consultant in a heavily regulated industry never, and I mean never, relies on a quick Google search for legal intelligence. And this brilliantly illustrates the genius of this dual root system. It's all about the separation of powers. On one side, you have Westlaw. Think of this as your intelligence gatherer. It's used by 80% of the top 100 law firms, and it gives you primary source case law so you can ground your consulting in totally verifiable facts. On the other side, you have Legal Shield. This is your legal executioner. It protects your own business, sure, but crucially, it provides the actual real-life attorneys to review your client's materials. You are simply connecting the client to the attorney. Westlaw finds the facts, Legal Shield provides the legal advice. This ensures you are protected and, most importantly, never unlawfully practicing law yourself.
Which brings us to Section 3, the 4 revenue branches. Let's talk about growing your consulting ecosystem.
Okay, so now that our roots are firmly planted in rock-solid legal and research infrastructure, we can start growing the branches of the business. These are your 4 core revenue-generating services. First up, business intelligence. This is where you deliver market sizing and competitor audits as a distinct data product. Second, SEO reseller services. You partner with a white-label agency to provide organic search visibility that actually complies with all those strict advertising restrictions. Third is outside branding consulting, building brand names and taglines that won't violate FDA rules. And finally, product development consulting, guiding your clients towards safer product categories like topicals over ingestibles without having to act as a chemist. Each one of these services solves a massive headache for the client, and they naturally cross-pollinate each other to drive growth.
But here's the thing. The crucial point uniting all these branches is this: the claims boundary. Whether you're doing SEO, branding, or product development, the absolute master key to successfully delivering these services is mastering the language of compliance. It's pretty simple, actually. Disease treatment claims are what attract FDA warning letters. Wellness claims, done correctly, are your only defensible path forward.
Let's look at how sharp this contrast really is. On the compliance side, you have wellness claims. Things like best CBD oil for dogs, or supports healthy joint mobility. That's totally fine. It's educational. But on the non-compliance side, you have drug claims. CBD oil to treat dog cancer, or CBD stops dog seizures. Absolutely never use those. The exact moment a client claims a product treats a disease, it legally transforms into an unapproved animal drug in the eyes of the FDA. Literally, a single non-compliant phrase on a website or a label can trigger federal enforcement action. Your whole job is to be the gatekeeper, keeping them safe from that.
Let's move to Section 4, the AI hallucination threat. This is the hidden hazard in the ecosystem.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that we have to talk about the real villain of our story right now, unverified artificial intelligence. AI will confidently invent incredibly dangerous regulatory fictions. Pet brands are out there recklessly using AI to write their labels and do their research, and the AI is literally making things up out of thin air. It will fabricate case law, like citing some totally fake pet CBD Corp v. FDA case. It will claim the FDA approves CBD for pets, which, to be clear, is entirely false. It'll invent NASCO certifications that don't exist at all. It even gets critical thresholds wrong, confidently claiming the THC limit is 1% instead of the legal 0.4 milligrams. Let me tell you, relying on this hallucinated data can bankrupt your client overnight. So, to combat this massive threat, you get to provide a highly valuable, highly billable training service. We call it the AI Verification Protocol. You essentially train their marketing teams on this non-negotiable four-step process. Step 1, force the AI to cite a specific, verifiable source. Step 2, manually verify that exact source on official government or NASC websites. Step 3, run any legal claims straight through Westlaw to ensure the case actually exists in reality. And Step 4, before anything ever goes public, you have a legal shield provider attorney review it. You are stepping in as the expert to protect marketing teams from themselves.
All right, Section 5, the compounding client ecosystem. Let's map out this integrated journey.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because this is where we see all our roots and branches come together into a singular, incredibly profitable client lifecycle. Watch how this journey naturally expands. In month 1, a client buys your business intelligence report just to understand the market. By month 2, they realize, wow, we need help. So you enroll them in a legal shield plan, which, by the way, earns you a residual commission, and you lock in a 90-day compliance retainer. By month 4, you're fixing their non-compliant branding and setting them up on a compliant SEO retainer. By month 6, they trust you completely. Now you're guiding their brand new product development. So what started as one initial research client has naturally expanded into 3, 4, or even 5 compounding recurring revenue streams.
And that brings us to the core thesis of this entire strategy. You have built a fully integrated niche consulting practice. It has 6 distinct revenue streams, totally supported by 2 massive legal infrastructure layers. By anchoring absolutely everything you do in Westlaw's primary source credibility and Legal Shield's attorney protection, you create a completely defensible posture in a market that is both underserved and heavily regulated. Think about it. Your competitors are just generic agencies who have no idea what the rules are. But you are the specialized expert who knows exactly where the boundaries are.
Wrapping up with Section 6, the inviolable red lines. These are the boundaries you must never cross.
This entire ecosystem only thrives, and honestly, your business only survives, if you strictly respect the boundaries. So let's set the record straight right now on what you absolutely cannot do. These are the hard red lines. Number 1, never ever practice law or veterinary medicine yourself. Always connect clients to the licensed professionals. Number 2, never make drug or disease treatment claims on any brand or SEO content you touch. 0 exceptions. Number 3, never advise on products exceeding that 2025 Farm Bill limit of 0.4 milligrams of total THC per container, because that crosses straight into controlled substance territory. Number 4, never push CBD in dog food without AFCO approval. And finally, number 5, never rely on AI for regulatory compliance without doing your primary source verification. Crossing any of these lines leads to huge liability, lost associate status, or frankly, much worse. But if you stay inside the lines, you will absolutely thrive. Which leaves us with this final, provocative thought. You have just seen a blueprint for completely dominating one of the trickiest, most tightly regulated spaces out there using a root and branch strategy. So I want you to ask yourself, if your entire niche business model is protected by this level of primary source legal intelligence, what other supposedly impossible regulated industries could you conquer next? Seriously, think about it. The possibilities are endless. Thanks so much for diving into this explainer with me, and keep learning.